everybody, what's going on? It's your girl Lady Sola back here with another reaction video for Insecure Season 5. We're on episode 3, Pressure. Okay? I just need to take a deep breath. Lawrence, what the hell is wrong with you? Just one more. Lawrence, you done lost your damn mind. Okay, I feel much better. This is the episode where we meet condensed milk. You know what? I ain't gonna go there. That was last season. I'm going to call her by her government name. Condola, I'm not going to be petty to you. Instead, I choose elevation. I choose growth. I choose empathy. And as a mother myself, I am actually on your side. Now, I don't know if these sentiments are going to last the whole season, because it really depends on how you act and what you say and what you do. But so far, you're good with me. So Condola has her baby. Wow. Lawrence finds out via text message. Ooh. I was like, damn, it's that bad? He gets to the delivery room. And it's awkward boots. From the second he steps in there. Condola, her mom, and her sister. I don't know Keke Palmer. Shout out to Keke. I love you. I don't know if she's playing. I want to say she's playing her younger sister. But she kind of gives me this vibe that she is the overprotective, older, kind of been through a lot more crazy stuff in life. So she can really tell you how it is and try to steer you in the right direction type of sister. That's the vibe I'm getting from her. It doesn't necessarily mean that she's older, but she does seem like she's wise and that she's been through some ups and downs and she not here for the bullshit. Okay? And what is Lawrence? What is Lawrence's middle name, everybody? Say it with me. Mr. Bullshit himself. King BS. Yes. Lawrence, the bullshitter, has arrived in this episode. Boy, did he come out with a bang. Woo! Insecure said, we've been saving this, okay? Y'all thought y'all seen the worst of Lawrence? Oh, no. Welcome. This is it. This is the pinnacle. This is the Mount Rushmore of terrible, all right? Whoo, Lord, somebody go help that man. Anyway, so Condola has named the baby Elijah Mustafa. Very interesting. I will have to look up what Mustafa means. I'm sure it has a very powerful, strong meaning. But Lawrence obviously was cringing at it. Oh, that's... And you saw Keke. She was staring him down, child. She was staring him down. He's like, that's nice. Great. Lawrence being surprised by what the baby's name is a clear indication that he was not involved in this journey whatsoever. That's sad to see. Very disappointing because naming a child is a very emotional and touching and very thoughtful process. So the fact that he had no clue, she didn't run it by him. Later on in another scene, he did mention that, hey, yeah, they did exchange ideas about names, but they didn't ever decide on anything, or they didn't actually go with a decision. It was something that was discussed. So clearly, that just shows that he was very in and out in terms of communicating with her. Probably wasn't communicating with her much at all. And she's like, yeah, I'm naming my son whether you like it or not. Don't really care. And that's unfortunate, but you have to be around. I mean, that's just what it comes down to. You have to be present. You have to make the effort, even if you guys are not on the best of terms, even if you guys are constantly disagreeing. Still, be there, show up. You know why? Because you get to make those type of decisions. You get to be on the inside and not the outside looking in. You get to have a heads up as to what is to come. You get to be in the planning phase. And that's important. That's very important. So he pretty much learned the hard way. And he's learning, right? Everything is pretty much just crashing down on him in this episode. And the name of the episode, Pressure, is perfect because it's just mounting. All the stress, all the surprises, the news, the side eyes, the arguments, the tension, everything is just mounting. And, it all, comes to a head later in the episode. Another highlight of the episode is just Lawrence and Condola's relationship and the dynamic of it. It is really took a 180 compared to where they were at last season. They were on much better terms last season. They were obviously romantically involved. They kind of were going back and forth between dating and breaking up, getting back together, still kind of talking, her reaching out, until finally the news came out that she was pregnant. And now it's they have a relationship where they don't communicate. It's like pulling teeth. There's a lot of heaviness. There's a lot of down energy. A lot of tension. And there is disappointment, there is irritation, and you can feel that, especially coming from Condola, because she's almost disgusted by him in a way. Like you can tell that she's over whatever Lawrence is going to be, the relationship that they had, the outfits, the friends. She's just over it all. That's what I'm getting from it. Like, she's kind of come to this realization, like, I'm good. Like, I'm not interested in rekindling anything with you. I'm not even interested in chasing you around as my baby daddy. I don't care. You're here and I will tolerate you. This is what this is. I am tolerating you. That's it. That's all. The end. And wow. What a journey, what a 180 that is, coming from last season where they were in a much better place. I wouldn't say it was perfect, and I would never say that they had crazy chemistry like him and Issa, but they certainly were good friends, and there was this, kind of cool, airy, light connection that they had. It was a bit cookie cutter to me. It just didn't feel right, but at least they were cool with each other. Now it's like y'all are enemies. Y'all about to go to court. Y'all about to go to child support court, custody court, all of the courts, because it's just not gelling, and I don't know if Condola has tried, and she just sees that Lawrence is not who she thought he was, or if he has pulled himself back and distanced himself. Has he been playing hot and cold? There's definitely something there that fell apart along the way. Like, the pieces just started to break off. To the point where there's really no fixing it. And it just feels like this is going to be a very struggle co-parenting situation. Does that mean they cannot grow from this and get back to a better place? No, anything is possible. You hear, you know of co-parenting, it is not a straight line. And it is not always fine and dandy. A lot of times it is struggle. It is annoying. It is a stressor. It is drama times 10, never ending drama. And people can decide to say, okay, I don't want to fight anymore. I don't want to be at odds with my baby mom. I don't want our children to continue to suffer, because that is essentially what happens. And you decide to put all your personal feelings to the side for the sake of the child or children. And that is the bottom line. So they are two adults. I want to say Lawrence is mature, but this episode, he really regressed. I thought he had come a long way. I thought he was a totally different person than from season 1. Scruffy Lawrence that was useless and pathetic and just lazy. And I thought that Lawrence has like been dead and gone and he's been like reincarnated. But this episode has really shown me like people, as much as you think people grow and they become different, they can also kind of be the same in a lot of ways where you're like, you ain't really changed all that much. I thought you, why is this person still here? What, ain't you supposed to be gone? Why are you showing up? Like, I didn't ask for this Lawrence. This Lawrence is played out 4 years ago. Why is this Lawrence showing up? Am I missing something? You know what I mean? And it's just like, I guess he's still there. Lawrence is upset because he feels like Condola is already treating him like a deadbeat dad before they raise the child together. I feel for him in this situation a little bit because it's tough. He has messed up a lot. He is not approaching things in the right manner. Just like Derek tried to tell him at their daughter's birthday party. He's not going about it the right way. He's saying things in the wrong tone. He's choosing to say things that he shouldn't say. He's choosing violence. And it's like, you got a baby. You know what I mean? Leave the violence at home. Leave the violence for when you chilling with your friends or whatever. You gotta be a different person. You have to be able to be tender, be understanding, be patient, compassionate, be selfless when you want to go into parent mode. Doesn't mean you can't have that crazy ratchet side to you. But when you are being a dad and you are in the presence of your children or your baby or whatever, you gotta turn all of that off. Especially because you are now in a situation where you are not with your baby's mother. So you also need to be on your best behavior in her presence as well. Even though you guys are cool and y'all know each other pretty well, this is a new element. This is a new situation. So you do not want to come off in a bad light to the mother of your children. Because at the end of the day, she's the one that's been holding it down. She is the one that is with those kids, breastfeeding your son, like 24/7, committed to being that son's mother. And for that reason alone, you should watch your behavior. You should watch your tone. You should watch what you say to her. There's a lot going on. She's most likely dealing with postpartum. She's essentially feeling like she's a single mom, even though in your eyes, but I'm here. I'm one flight away. I'm going to come every weekend. I want to be in the child's life. Oh, well, that sounds great, but you haven't been. You have not taken that upon yourself to show consistent action. You have not made real big choices that is considerate of your child, You have made a couple major choices in relation to self, but not in relation to your child. And it's, when you become a parent, it's no longer about you. You still got this layer, but now you have another layer that is basically an attachment of you. So you can't just say, oh, well, that's for the weekends, or just at night, or, I ain't doing that right now. No, that's not how it works. You know what I mean? You have an attachment that is, well, if you want to aspire to be a good parent, and do the best you can, your mentality should be, this attachment is just a part of me, just like my nose, my eyes, you know what I mean? All my DNA, my voice, my vision. Your child you should carry that responsibility as if it is something that is attached to your body. And the way Lawrence is acting is, he is acting in a way where it's just like, my child is luggage. I can take him with me when I want, and I can put him back down and go off by myself. That luggage is there. I care about it. I will carry it. I will use it when it works for me and when needed. But when I just want to do me, don't want to carry the luggage. Why am I carrying this luggage around? That's his mentality. And it's too much. I can't. I don't even want to go too deep into this, but Condola, is very irritated by Lawrence. She feels like he's swooping in at the last minute to basically be Captain Super Dad. You know what I mean? Like, hello, it's Lawrence here, and I've come with my Super Dad cape at the 23rd hour, here to be a great dad, even though I've been MIA for the last 8 months. You know what I mean? It's like, dude, sit down. Sit down, have several seats. Like, you got a long way to go to kind of mend this and make this right and get back on track. You got to humble yourself when people give you advice, like your friend Derek. I wouldn't really listen to Chad. Chad is a little off. But your friend Derek, when he gives you advice, definitely listen, because he's got it together. Okay, he's an amazing person, amazing husband, father, just great all around human being on this show. So that's a good friend. You want to listen to him. Condola is very overprotective and territorial with Elijah. And I don't blame her, because Lawrence is acting in a way that will make someone feel very worried, very unsettled, feel very like, I just don't trust it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't feel good about this. I don't feel ready to just let you take our son and go stay wherever you're staying overnight. You have not, up until this point, you have not shown me anything, nothing, to help me along the way with feeling confident and feeling assured that I can really allow you to step in and help. He hasn't done anything to help put her at ease, to lift the burden off of her, to check on her mental well-being, if she's going through postpartum, body image issues. I mean, obviously lack of sleep. Like, there's so many things. The breastfeeding is a huge hurdle. Like, there's so many things going on. And I feel like Lawrence just showed up, like, and he immediately was like, I'm ready. My baby's here. I held him. It was a life-changing moment for me. And I'm ready to, step up to the plate and be a great dad. And it's like, well, good for you, Lawrence. But you're several months too late, bruh. Like, what? Like, this is crazy to me. Like, he's like showing up and he really feel like he doing something. Like, I'm just like, who? And the things he's saying is his mouth. Like, he's just talking crazy. Like, that's the part. Like, if he came in and he was just waiting on her hand and foot, she's going off on him, he ain't saying nothing. Because, you know, our hormones. When you just have a baby, even after having a baby during your pregnancy, you have hormones, you are irritated, you get emotional, you start crying, you start thinking about random things that just get your mood down. It's a whirlwind, you know? And for him, he's literally saying things that is very like Debbie Downer-ish, and it's very condescending, and it's very insensitive. He's saying things like in the argument that they had. They had a very bad argument, very intense argument. And he's talking about, I'm his father. I feel like I should get some say-so. Oh, okay. Well, you tell me. Let me know. Teach me. Educate me. Enlighten me. What else do you feel like you should get? Inquiring minds would love to know. All right, so now I'm going to go through my favorite parts of the episode. There was a few things that I loved. First thing was Lauren's suit in the first scene of the episode when he was heading to work. I loved it. It gave me maturity. This is, of course, before the whole episode ensued. And I got to see how trash Lauren still is. Like, literally, he's still trash, guys. But anyway, before we get to all that, we see him in this really clean, really fitted black and white suit, no tie, but it looked good. He had the top buttoned, and it looked clean. It looked really neat. He looked really like a preppy tech guy. You know what I mean? Like, he definitely was giving me that vibe. He was walking with his head held up high, with confidence, with, you know, this air of, yes, I'm successful. This is what success looks like. This is no longer Best Buy Lawrence. The blue polo is actually still in the back of my closet, but, you know, I just keep it for memories, not in case I lose my job and have to. You never know. Never know. Another favorite moment was Keke saying, oh, that's why the baby looked like that. I fell out, okay? Like, oh my gosh. I'm like, did you just like insult your nephew's like face? Is that what just happened? Like, what you mean like that's why the baby looked like that? Like, and the way she said it, I know that was not a compliment. It was not a compliment. Chad saying Mustafa like the Lion King? That's my shit. I don't fuck with the remake though. You know, Beyonce gonna be in something. I gotta see her. You know what I mean? I'm like, oh Lord, Chad, where have you been? He is like the male Kelly. He's just that comedic relief. Seriously. And then when he whispered, Mufasa. That's not his name. It's Mustafa. Mufasa. Mufasa. Oh my gosh. That was hilarious. Yeah, the doctor's comment on having seen so many ugly babies in his career. Oh gosh, ugly babies always coming in. But he wanted to make sure Elijah was not one of them. Elijah is one of the attractive ones. And it was kind of a weird comment to make, but I kind of connected with it only because, you know, like when I was in the hospital, you know, giving birth or whatnot, and after having my daughter, you know, we're getting so many comments. Oh my gosh, she's so beautiful. She's so beautiful. She's so cute. And I do remember one of the nurses kind of alluding to how they see a lot of babies that does not quite fit the criteria of cuteness the way my daughter did. They're like, we see a lot of babies and they don't all, you know, if you know what I mean. And I was just like, I was laughing. I was like, oh, like, thank you so much. So him saying that comment definitely reminded me of that. Lawrence and Condola were going back to her car after the doctor's appointment, and he's like, oh, so is this how this is going to be? And she's like, is this how what is going to be? And he's like, you just like making the schedule. And she's like, oh, you mean like what I've been doing? Yeah. I was like, best clap back of the episode. Best clap back all season. That might be like one of the best clapbacks like in all of Insecure history. I don't know. We're going to have to roll the tape and, you know, look back in the archives. But that I felt that. I felt that in my spirit. Uncle Ronnie. What's up, Uncle Ronnie? Where you been? We should have met you a lot sooner. You know, there's a lot of characters that Issa and the writers love to just throw at us. And it's like that one hit wonder. You get them for one episode and you never see them again. But it's so iconic. And Uncle Ronnie, Uncle Ronnie was funny. You know what I mean? He giving Lawrence, let me shake your hand. I don't know if that's supposed to be like the baby's gift. Like what's the $5 for? Uncle Ronnie, don't tell me like that's your way of giving, a gift for your son. Now, I hope that was just a joke. Okay, don't tell me you giving out $5, sneaking $5 in the handshakes, and disguising that as a gift. Uncle Ronnie, I know you better. I know you better than that. I think you better than that. Keke Palmer guest starring. I love this show because it brings on guest actresses, guest iconic legends, artists, people that you love in different spaces, whether it's from another show, a movie, or just what they do on social media, or artists, or music, or fashion, or whatever. Like, this show does very well with bringing on guest people, and they always kill it. And Keke, she's a great actress. She's done so much. She's still so young. And she, of course, knocked it out of the park. I would love to see her in another episode. But it's probably going to be the only one we get of her. And last but not least, the scene of Condola and Lawrence on the split screen, showing both of their lives simultaneously. I really loved this shot because it showed like how Condola's day-to-day looks versus how Lawrence's day-to-day looks. And it is different. He's going to work, popping bottles, celebrating whatever, account they just closed or whatever. He's banging, I think it's the chick from the date. So I'm like, oh, the date went better than I thought. Do y'all notice we always get this angle of Lawrence effing a girl, like on top, on the bed, with his booty out? Like, I swear we've gotten this shot quite a few times. I don't know if the directors just feel like, I don't know if the directors feel like this is what the viewers want to see. It's just Lawrence's booty. But hey, Lawrence is back to his old ways. He's, I guess, a single man. He's free now again. Issa don't want him no more, so I guess he back to his missionary moves. So we see that in the split screen. We see both of them fall out sleeping on the couch, so that kind of speaks to just how tired. Well, I understand why Condola is exhausted. Not really sure why Lawrence is, but hey, I mean, he's working crazy hours. His job takes up a lot of his time, and between that and trying to close deals and banging the chick from the restaurant, I guess he has his hands full as well. So you do kind of see glimpses of Condola seeming a little down, tired, just drained, exhausted. She's different from last season, and I think she did a great job emulating what it's like to basically just be in a new chapter, a totally new space in your life where you are no longer the same person you were before you got pregnant. And I definitely sense that from her, just the way that she's talking. It's hard to explain, but it's definitely something to her energy and her presence, and even her dialogue, the way she's speaking. She's a mom. You know what I mean? You even saw that the makeup gave her slight dark circles around her eyes just to alert the audience in a subtle way that, you know, chick is tired. All right. Motherhood, whew. They always say sleep before the baby is born. Yeah, that's the advice I got. Sleep as much as you can before the baby is born, because you're going to be looking like Condola. It doesn't even matter. It just embrace the dark raccoon eyes. Embrace it, because there's no avoiding it. You're not getting sleep. It's just, so if you are already a night owl, man, motherhood, having babies is the path for you. You gonna handle it just well. But if you someone that needs your sleep, you go to sleep on time and you need a whole 8 hours and you sleep just fine through the night because you have a job where you have to wake up early. Whew, well, you'll be up early. You'll be up early, late, middle of the night, middle of the day. You'll be up. So, but yeah, so Condola, I am empathetic towards her, at least in this episode. Just with how horrible Lawrence acted, it did make her look better and put her in a better light. So maybe this will be a Condola redemption season, just like it's going to be a Molly redemption season. Maybe both of them will be able to step off the hate train and kind of fade to the back a little bit, and other people can get the hate this season like Lawrence. That's all my thoughts, guys. This is episode 3. Pressure, okay. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much for sitting with me, kikiing, laughing with me. We back at it every week. This is what it is, okay? So stick with me on this interesting ride that we're on. All my insecure fans out there, let's come together. Definitely let me know what your favorite part, your favorite moment is from this episode. Leave it in the comments. I would love to hear what stuck out to you, what you connected with, what made you laugh, what made you angry, what made you fall out of your chair. Let me know, and I will see you guys next week. All right. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.